Welcome back to Your Carolina. This is one of those segments that you need to really listen, because you're going to be like, this is amazing. And you may have a friend, a loved one, a family member that could really use this. All right, we've got Dr. Connie Casebolt-Carver and Johan Radcliffe with us. And Dr. Connie talks about all kind of amazing changes she can make from the outside in. They got their new aesthetics line. But this one is something that anyone that's ever dealt with addiction is going to be like, are you kidding me? Tell me kind of about what you're doing, and we'll let Johan tell his story.
Yes, so you'll recall when we had another guest on the show, Rusty, and we talked about the fact that addictions have a very biochemical basis. It's not poor morals, lack of willpower.
It's not all up here.
No. Yeah. Well, it is and it isn't. But it's not a mental problem. It's a physical problem where neurotransmitters become permanently damaged by the repetitive use of an addictive substance. So it gets to the point where the neuroreceptors aren't going to work unless that addictive substance is repetitively used. So people get caught in this cycle, which they can't get out of no matter what.
Right.
So we learned about a cure, an actual cure for this process, which is an IV drip that's 8 hours a day, 10 days in a row, and it's a nutritional IV. It's supplying specific nutrients that permanently heal those damaged neuroreceptors.
And you'll feel the difference or experience the difference within 10 days, right?
Yes, actually sooner. So the last few days are kind of like insurance that that we've completed
Johan.
it. So he happened to see that segment that we did with Rusty about, I don't know, 4 to 6 weeks ago. And he came into the office and tell us your story.
Well, I came to Dr. Connie and Wellness by Design out of desperation, really. In fact, my wife and I were getting ready. We were packing to go take me to a 3-month rehab. And so I was going to be gone all this summer, away from my wife in another town, going through your standard 12-step program rehab.
Right.
We heard about her on my wife saw the YouTube. We did a quick research, came in, and decided to do it. And I have to admit, for 25 years I've been going to 12-step programs and having some success, but some failures, and I was a little skeptical.
Can you really spend $40,000 for a program?
I think that's what you spent.
I spent that much on a 28-day rehab last year.
Oh my gosh.
28-day.
And within about 10 days I drank again.
You drank again.
Yeah, so within, like Dr. Connie said, within about 4 days of this drip, I could tell, I mean, I had, the desire was gone. Even when I was sober in the 12-step program, there was always that little guy on my shoulder that's saying, boy, that couple having wine over there looks good, or that bar looks fun. That stuff is gone.
Johan, this is a life changer. I mean, real deal.
It really is. My wife says she's got her husband back.
Oh.
So it's
Looking
amazing.
over there, smiling, just beaming.
Oh, that's your wife? Yeah.
Just beaming. Now, Dr. Connie, because you say it's a 10-day, 8-hour drip. Do they come and they sit in your office for 8 hours for 10 days?
They do. We warn them in advance.
Okay, so it's a 2 week. I mean,
yeah,
they do. Drop what you're doing for 2 weeks.
But we furnish. We've got staff trained to do jumping jacks. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Whatever to keep you entertained doing that. No.
We do have a TV.
Right.
We usually start people off in a private room because the first few days, I'm going to be honest, people don't feel that great. They may have some GI discomfort.
Is it like kind of coming?
I guess you should ask you.
It's not as bad. I've been to many detoxes before.
Right.
But this was, you almost feel flushed. And your body's going through a detox. And you feel like a little hot.
Right.
But within about 3 days, your body's used to that. You get your stomach and your digestive system gets a little screwed up. But you can wheel that thing around and head to the restroom as often as you need.
You got to get things out that, you've been putting bad things in for so long.
How many IVs do you use in an 8-hour period?
So it starts off with what we call a Myers cocktail, which is a very dense nutrient. So it's basically a vitamin in an IV.
Okay.
And then we do a short one called the glutathione push, which is a detoxing the liver. And then we start the core program, which is a blend of amino acids and something called NAD, which is a kind of a cofactor of niacin, which is a B vitamin, and it's a specially designed formula to handle that particular addiction. So someone who's alcoholic would get a slightly different formula than, say, someone who's on cocaine or Suboxone.
That's what I was going to ask. Can it do different addictions?
Yes.
Well,
Oh, yes. It can actually handle any addiction. So
Isn't
we
that just
we
amazing?
plug, so we take a person's addiction, plug it into a formula, and then we get a specific blend just for them. Some addictions take longer. Alcoholism happens to be the easiest to treat. It's practically a slam dunk. A benzodiazepine addiction, for example, if someone's on Valium, lorazepam, Xanax, that may take longer, say 12 to 14 days, because it's a harder one to repair.
Right.
But basically, any addiction, and that's why we named our website Addiction Cure, because it is a cure. So we have over 90% success rate, which is better than most, quote, cures out there.
I mean, I think so many people, they are at rock bottom, or so close, unfortunately, to being there, and they're like, they don't know what to do. This, I mean...
Yeah, so we actually looked
amazing.
at a program. In fact, he's done some research, and he said, you should check out these websites. So we looked at this program out in California, and we actually called, just out of curiosity, what's your program doing? And they go, we have 16 different ways we can help you. But they were yoga, Tai Chi. I mean, I'm not
things,
saying,
but no, of
there's
course.
nothing wrong with those.
Right.
But those aren't going to repair. And their program cost for 30 days was $71,000.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. We almost fell over.
Did you tell them you're a California girl too? I'm smarter than
I didn't
you
go that
guys.
far.
Well, that website, if you'll go to that, that's the best way to start the ball. rolling,
Yeah.
right there.
Two things. You can go to the website, which I hopefully is listed.
Yep, right
there.
And we have some information on there. Or call our office, and hopefully our phone number's on there, 558-2000. And just, we have people ready to answer the phone. We have a patient liaison who can explain everything in more detail. But we're there to help people.
And talk costs, because that's big for a lot of people. They gotta. Johanna, I think it's so brave that you came on TV and you shared your story, and I really think that, like you saw from watching Rusty, there's other people that's going to see you and be like,
I hope so.
if he did it, I can do it. And just seeing your wife's face over there, that was the
She's
priceless.
smiling.
Oh, just so happy.
August 4th, new seminar. So get
August
in touch.
14th.
14th,
That's
new
absolutely
seminar.
right.
Okay.
Right.
Right here in Greenville.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Connie Catesport. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Thank you, Johanna,
you.
too. That's so amazing stuff.
It is.
Wow.